Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a best of 7 from a Dreamhack fall, the finals between Reynor and Trap, starting here on Everdream, the latter edition. Top right-hand corner is the blue Zerg player. My brain really wanted to say green there for some reason, you guys. It is Reynor. You know him. He's 18 years old. He's the Italian stallion. And in the bottom left, it is Trap, who did make it to the finals of Dreamhack Summer as well. Trap is an insanely good Korean Protoss player. He's known for some shenanigans. He's most well known, I think, for popularizing the Adept Printer Go Burr build against Zerg and getting a lot of wins with that. But also known for just being very patient in the late game. He's very good with carriers and tempests and psionic storm on those high Templar and void rays. He's not someone who's going to make a mistake and let you beat him that way. He's going to be very circumspect about his choices, and that turns him into a very dangerous player. The careful ones are the ones you got to watch out for in that late game. So that combination of early aggression with incredible decision making in the late game just makes him terrifying, I gotta say. Reynor's going to be up for, I mean, all he can handle here today for sure. I think Reynor's probably favored. I believe he's the #1 ranked player in the world currently, which is just like, he's 18, man. He's in Italy. He's not even a Korean. He's not even in Korea to compete in GSL, and he's ranked #1. Like, when's the last time that happened in StarCraft? I don't know that it ever has. Not until Cyril came around, and then Reynor's after him. Anyway, is there anything crazy here? No, nothing whatsoever. Hatchcast pool 16, 18, 17, one gate expand rather from Trap. And this is where it gets interesting. When the Cyber Core is done and our second level of tech comes up in this general vicinity, that's when we'll see what Trap's plans are. Reynor's just in defensive mode at this point. He has no interest in trying to kill Trap early. He's going to make 4 Zerglings for the Adept that is sure to show up here eventually. And the Adept timing is now. It is. Excellent. Well done, Trap. He's on point today. And then a third base in about 15 seconds or so, which the probe might try to block, although there's already Lings out. So slow Lings can handle probes no problem. You really can't block a hatch like you can as Terran. And actually the probe died with a Reaper, right? So third base here at about 2:30. Actually, no. Checking for proxies and then swinging down this way for the third, which is fine. Either one of these are decent choices, I think. Although it is nice you don't have to go down a level to get to this one, right? Like this one, yes. There's a little bit of a ramp leading down. Anyway, it is a Stargate opening from Trap, trying to be in a place that isn't going to get scouted by this Overlord, which really wants to scout things and is just not really being allowed to scout all that much inside the main base at the moment. Although could, there are no stalkers out, so that's the thing. It's very tricky. You can actually do this. You could scout, but you don't know if the next unit is going to be a stalker, and there it is. So there's a window, Reynor, but I don't think he's going to take advantage of that. Third hatch timing there. Reynor's macro is always extremely good. He is at 26 drones to 32 workers from Trap, because Trap doesn't have to sacrifice workers to turn them into buildings. And he's got Chrono Boost. Those two things make macro pretty darn good for Protoss. Alright, so standard Oracle opening here. Stargate, like really standard stuff here from Trap. This Oracle's name is the Skyrim Edition. Buy Skyrim again before we deploy the purchase enforcement lasers. That's a good one. I like that, man. I played Skyrim back in the day. It was a lot of fun. I don't think I put a bajillion hours into it, but maybe 90, which is that's a lot. Like that's a lot of hours to put into a game that's not StarCraft or like World of Warcraft or something. Blizzard has definitely owned most of my time when it comes to games. They've just always been good at that. So Skyrim Edition Oracle, going to move on in. I assume the pilot's probably playing Skyrim in the cockpit, right? As we're firing on some of these drones. This is pretty good, man. Like, for some reason, that Sport Crawler was late. I don't know why, but it was definitely late. And this Oracle gets way more kills than it should. Oh my gosh, 7 kills? That's the most kills we've seen on an Oracle in some time. These Lings are like, we must avenge our fallen drone brethren. But no, you're not. Unfortunately, shuts that down completely. But man, 9 drone kills. Oh, second Oracle comes in. And is going to die. Ah, 1 HP. 1 HP. Are you kidding me? Dude, this is nuts. 5 kills and 12 drone kills in the first 5 minutes is stupid. That's crazy good, Trap. Dude, Reynor, his spores were late. Like, that's what happens when your spores are late, is you lose that many workers instead of, you know, 2. Or maybe with 2 oracles, 4. But 12 is so many. I mean, he is up 48 to 43 workers at this point because he just replaced them all very fast. But that slows down his ability to tech up. It slowed down his lair timing. It slowed down his ability to get upgrades. And his army's going to be smaller when the attack comes later. Whether he is doing the attack or he's defending against the attack. I don't know, man. This is a hole. Like, Reynor has been dug into a hole. He's not digging it further, which is good. He's doing the right thing by continuing to drone up here and probably taking a 4th down here based on the creep tumor placements. Man, I cannot believe that Oracle of 1 HP got out of there. I thought it was dead. Alright, so Reynor says 58 workers, lair timing, 3 bases, gosh darn fully saturated. I mean, all the extractors. He's going to have 5 extractors here very momentarily. Queen's here to fight off the Oracle engagement. Revelation catches the Queens. And a couple creep tumors. Going to slow that down a little bit. And here's Trap with a 49 to 32 supply army advantage. Which, it seems problematic. Some desperation spines getting tossed up here. That's not a good sign for Reynor. Oh, the stutter step forward. He's just... You have, like, 3 Ravagers, man. This is not happening. That Queen's going to die. Immortal taking out that spine. The Spores getting wrecked here. Not sure they're super important either, but... I don't know, man. Can Reynor hold this is the question. Stasis Ward's up. Oh, Observer Snipe. That's pretty good. There are no Lurkers here, but still. Army supply 56 to 58, so it's pretty even, but Reynor is Roach Ravager, which is not as cost efficient as everything that Trap has here at the moment. Nice Corrosive Bile hits. Do take down a couple of those Stalkers, though. Lings get into the 3rd base of Trap and actually start going to town a little bit. Stasis catches some of these Lings. Nothing crazy, though. This is an intense situation. Did these Oracles sneak in the back and get more drone kills? They sure did. Oh my goodness. 19 kills on those Oracles. 19! Looks like Reynor should be able to stabilize, but the problem for him is he's only on 3 bases. And Trap's on 3 bases, and is chrono boosting workers out at the moment. So, seems like he's done enough damage, right? He has killed a bunch of stuff. He's killed exactly 7 Roaches and a Ravager, as well as 27 Lings and 17 drones. So Reynor sort of needs to get something done here. Like, he needs to get a nice decisive victory against some kind of army from Trap. Or he needs to kill a base. Or he needs to kill a bunch of probes. Which he hasn't done any of those things so far, unfortunately. I can't believe those Oracles are alive. Like, Trap's control here has been super good. So good. Anyway, welcome to the Sunday series. This has been a great game 1 so far. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it so far, because I'm having a ton of fun with it. Reynor's 4th base coming up, or he wanted it like 2 minutes ago, but wasn't able to do that because he was under like threat of death from Trap. Alright, so we're moving into Lurkers. We're moving into Templar Archives. I mean, these are patterns we've been seeing for a very long time, people. Ooh, Stalker did die trying to kill that creep tumor. A little bit. Okay, that's a small victory for sure. And Reynor's like, all right, look, I have enough army. Let's do this thing. Am I maxed out? No. But I have a lot of Roaches and a lot of Ravagers. I'm going to attack into a Protoss with shield battery support. Although the natural doesn't have any shield batteries here. The 3rd is the one that has all of the shield batteries, as it's the priority defense, right? If this thing dies, Trap just dies. He could probably survive the death of his natural. This is getting mined out anyway. It would suck, but he would live. But losing the 3rd base is just death. Revelation tossed down on the army so that Trap knows exactly where it is. Lurker Den coming in. Reynor, just a poke. That's all that was. That wasn't anything crazy. Trap going for a 4th here, but the Lings force a cancel. Oh, that timing is sick. Oh, both Oracles dying simultaneously. as Reynor finally gets revenge for all of those deaths. God, that was brutal stuff. Alright, so Lurker Den gonna finish. I think Trap really wants to hit before Lurkers come out. He doesn't have a great composition for a Lurker at the moment. It's only 2 Immortals. He also doesn't have Storm or anything. This doesn't seem like a super great composition to go against Roach Ravager Hydra, man. That said, he's kind of zoned off Reynor's armory from being able to get up here, and this third base is in trouble a little bit. Hydra's trying to join the party, getting picked off a little bit. Zealots and Hydras, you know, not a good time. If you're a Hydra there, for sure. But, geez, 8 more drones die. Reynor is still at 70 workers, mind you. Dude, this positioning by Trap is disgusting. He's like, you want to come up here? I'll come down this way. Maybe I'll force field you off a little bit, chasing us back home. But Reynor holds it. He holds. He manages to get a 5th base up in all of the chaos. Trap's 4th base is about 40% complete down here to the south, too. And this is turning into an amazing game number 1. Usually game 1s are a little bit short, right? Like somebody maybe has a build that maybe they know the other player's never seen before and they bust it out and then blah, everybody dies. But no. Trap has had Reynor on the rocks a couple times. On the ropes, rather. On the rocks is a different thing. It's more of an alcohol thing. But, yeah, on the ropes. And he's been able to survive. Little bit of some harassment there. Does get cleaned up quite nicely. And Reynor, he feels in control in this game. Like, the fact that that was an amazing opening from Trap. Right? Like, he killed 12 workers really fast, early in the game. But then Reynor was able to overcome that. Reynor was able to do what he needed to do to survive, to keep his bases alive, and to replenish his drone count. And now is maxed out against a 151 supply Trap, who, again, doesn't really have the army. Oh, I was going to say, Disruptors exist. So I was going to say, has a better composition against Lurkers than you would expect now. I do like Immortals and Storm a little bit better, but Disruptor's pretty fantastic against Lurkers because, you know, they're stationary, and Disruptors are great against things that are stationary. Does he have his Observers? No, apparently not. No Observers? Maybe. Oh. He wasn't wow, he was not expecting Lurkers there. He didn't bring any Observers with him. Oh, that's incredible. He was blind firing on those Lurkers with Disruptor shots. Oh boy, this is turning into a dicey situation for Trap. Like, that was a problem. The fact that he's down 40 supply is a problem. Zealots just trying to be. Oh, that War Prism is dead. Goodbye, War Prism. Trap's working on ground weapons level 3. Reynor's got missile attack level 3 coming in too. A little bit further behind, but in the same general vicinity. Yeah, so Immortals in production and Observers in production here. Alright, 1 Lurker down. That's good. Okay, okay. We're doing some stuff. I haven't seen Disruptors used against Zerg in some time. I'm honestly on board with this. The Viper's in production too. Nice Lurker dodge on that one, though. Guardian Shield is up. Disruptor's getting little hits here and there. Ah, big hit on that Lurker, but it does take 2. It takes 2 hits to kill them. This is really impressive Disruptor control. Zealots back here. My gosh. If Trap loses this game and he's killed 39 drones and only lost like a couple probes, it's not going to be a good time for Trap. He's going to feel very, very annoyed by that. I'm really surprised he hasn't expanded. It feels like we're in a pretty good spot to where a 5th base would be nice while you're on the other side of the map and Reynor's defending with everything he's got. Disruptors getting a Hydra, but otherwise not much there. One Hydra at a time is not terrible. Yeah, honestly, just use them, use them against Terran. Force fields come up, keeping the Zerg player away from his own base. I guess we're killing Overlords as consolation prizes here. 5th base from Trap did get started about the time that I complained about it. Archon's not good against high. That was a big time hit, though. And trying to abduct. Oh, abducting the disruptors to their deaths. Excellent, excellent control with the spellcasters there for Reynor. And he's pulling back. Adaptive Talons coming in now from Reynor. Zealot's going for more counterattack stuff. I mean, this is what Trap's been doing. He's like, I'll hit you one side, and then I'll harass on the other side, and hope your multitasking isn't completely up to task at the moment. That is so many lurkers, though. That's not happening at all. Like, you are never, ever getting any Zealot harassment done at this base ever again. Like, everything... Look, watch this. Ow, ow, ow. All right, everyone's dead. Called it. How many observers do we have? Some. Killing these tumors would be good. All right, so kills a 6th base attempt by Reynor. That is a win. Storming, just kind of zoning out with the storms a little bit. Not exactly trying to hit huge, big-time targets, but oh my gosh, the lurkers, though. All right, so the lurkers all die. Nice storms on the backside. Disruptors getting hits too. Blinding Cloud coming down, and Trap has to back out again here. He cannot be happy about this game. There have been times he's been right on the cusp of killing a base, and he's never done it. He has not killed a hatch. Oh, he's killed one hatch today. That's right, this one. He's not killed an established hatch today, which is hard to win. It is hard to win if that's the case. And Reynor, for the first time today, I think, is actually on the offensive. He's expanding up to the 12 o'clock. Storms going down on the lurkers as they burrow so that they can be one-shot by a Purification Nova instead of two-shot. Yeah. Big time hits, but the Vipers and the Abducts! Oh, no! God, those are such big-ticket items dying, and now the Hydras are stepping into the Immortals. Supply is plummeting a little bit here. Disruptor shots are chasing the Hydras away, but I don't know that Reynor is interested in going home at this point. It really seems like he is totally pleased. Oh, Disruptor hit, though. How many lurkers have died today? It is 21 lurkers that have died today. 9 Disruptors, 7 Immortals, 58 Zealots. That's crazy. These Zealots, man. I don't know how they're sneaking over here. Getting a little bit of work done, but not a ton. This has been... Man, I almost want to give this an epic tag. Just game 1 of a best of 7. Getting an epic tag is bananas. How often do you ever see that? I think I saw it with an Inno versus Serral series that I cast a few months ago. Mothership on the way. Trap is like into the late game right now. The latest of games. Oh! Them Hydras having a bad... Ooh, that's a base. No Zealots, wait! This is an undefended base. Alright, well, he's attacking into Spine Crawlers while this is happening on the other side. Immortals versus these Hydras, not going to have a good time of it at all. Static defense, not going to help with this at all. Zealots actually might take down a hatch here, but this Nexus seems like it's dead. So an eye for an eye situation. The hatch does go down. The Zealots are cleaned up, but the Nexus dies too. And Zealots are like, hey, remember how there was a base up here a second ago? But that's actually defended now. It was it is entirely undefended for a while. Trap base coming up the left side here. More Disruptors, more High Templar in production. I mean, just look at the supply, though. 198 to 101 supply. Reynor is up mega big time. I don't know that Trap can hold at this stage. I think, yeah, Reynor could afford to lose a hatch more than Trap could afford to lose a base there. Trap does have this, trying to take another 5th, but that's like the 3rd time he's tried to take a 5th base, and it's just not, it's not gone incredibly well for him, unfortunately. Spire coming in, Adrenal Glands, and +3 armor. Ooh, Reynor's thinking about maybe a Ling Tech switch. Maybe going into Broodlords or something, which I'm not a huge fan of, but there is no Stargate. What? Okay, this is happening. Storm over everything. Reynor just lost 30 supply of stuff. But I don't know that there's enough here from Trap to hold. God, Disruptor down. War Prism down. Hydras, they don't care about the cloak. They have Overseers here. They're taking down your shield batteries. This fourth base is done, and that's your good game. Reynor is your winner in game number 1 in exactly 20 minutes. What a bananas bonkers game that was. Wow. Yeah, so Reynor ended up losing 42 drones in that game and won. Yes, 35 probes died, but most of those were at the final couple attacks there when Reynor was already up. 17 disruptors died. The abducts were sick. 23 lurkers died. The storm, the stalkers, the immortals, the purification novas, so good there. Resources lost 30,000 for Reynor and 37,000 for Trap. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be hard to win a game against Reynor when you have 7,000 more resources lost than he does. That's just the nature of the math there. So beautiful game 1. Wow, 20-minute game 1. Let's move into game number 2 and see if Trap can even up the score here a little bit. But dropping game 1 against somebody as excellent as Reynor is always a bad time and a little discouraging. So let's move in there to our next game. We'll be right back. Game 2 is here on Eternal Empire. Top right, Reynor. Bottom left, Trap. Quick plug for the podcast. It is called the Falcon Paladin Hour. It happens every week. You've probably heard about it for a while now. We're also on Spotify. Just search Falcon Paladin Podcast there. And we have special guests like Duddles from the Bear Sloth Clan and from other places as well. He hosts the Dank Shrine interview podcast. Dank Shrine interview podcast. And it was a pretty fun time for our last podcast. It went like an hour over, so it's not the Falcon Paladin Hour. It's the Falcon Paladin 2-hour podcast for that one time, but I wouldn't change a thing. All right, so probe. Yep, here we go. Reynor's like, all right, on this map, I know the probe block gets there before I can throw down my hatch at 17 supply, so here we go. No big deal, says Reynor, not rattled. All right, man, so if I'm Trap, I would be discouraged because he killed so many workers of Reynor's, killed 2 bases, won a bunch of fights. Well, if he'd won a fight on Reynor's side of the map, he would have won the game, but I don't know. Did very well, traded very well, but man, Hydra, Lurker, Viper, Roach, Ravager, a lot of stuff coming out of there, out of Reynor. He was ready to tech into Mutalisks, which is why he had the Spire. Or maybe the Greater Spire there, too, for Broodlords, but never actually ended up having to get there in the end. But he was prepared. He was prepared to break it, or use it to break the Protoss. Never really had to. Boom, boom. Boy, it's been snowy here. It feels like December up in here. I know it's November. Like, okay, great. Northern Hemisphere mountain area of the United States. This is where I am in Utah. We get snow, we get a winter. But by golly, it's been snowing a ton the last 3 days. I had to shovel once, but then it's been pretty good. The snow that we've gotten hasn't necessarily been sticking, which is good for me. I love snow, as long as it doesn't mess up my commute or mess up the fact that I have to shovel my driveway, which I hate. Not that I'm commuting anymore is the big thing. Like, I have been working from home solid since March and haven't been back to the office since, so commuting isn't really a big concern at all. Go figure. What a year it's been, man. 2020. Crazy stuff all the way down. Just turtles all the way down. Crazy stuff all the way down. Third hatch comes down for Reynor at the 2:40-minute mark. Nothing too crazy there. And this is pretty much game 1 all over again. Right? We got ourselves a Stargate coming up. Got a Depths moving out. And that's about, I mean, really, really standard. Reynor's not going for any kind of a crazy Ling flood, which would be a lot of fun, honestly. And pretty effective here, too, I feel like. He did try to break his way in here with Lings in game 1 about this time, but today the production tab says a couple more Zerglings, but nothing crazy. Just worried about additional Adepts showing up and not having enough Lings to handle those. These are defensive Lings for sure. Speed is not done yet, which is always a bit of a problem, too. So, Depths coming on in. They're going to be met with a bunch of Speedlings, which is not what they want at all. Right, so the Queens are shoving here. The Lings are covering this. And all they want to do is see if there's a Lariat, and there's not. So, good scout. from the Adepts. No kills this time around, that's for sure. So Oracle cruising on out. Wait, where are we? Select the Oracle. There we go. Oracle's name is Bananas. This guy uses bananas instead of guns. He doesn't get many kills, but it's hilarious to see units slip on the battlefield. That would be kind of funny if you could toss down bananas on the map and your units like just fell down for a second and then got back up. It'd be a fun ad, I think. Spore late at this natural third base, but there's no workers there, so it doesn't matter. Spore on time here at the main base, so we're gonna get, there you go, 1 kill getting shoved off. That's how you do. Reynor in a much better position here. Lings are trying to cancel this third, but that's why you got the second Oracles, to make sure the third base doesn't die to Lings on the counterattack. Oh, these Adepts are in all of the trouble. Goodbye, Adepts! Yeah, this is not a good game for Trap. I'm just tossing it out there. No siree bop. Twilight Council coming in from Trap. Getting a Forge, third base, defended. These Lings are, I don't know what they're trying to do other than scout, I guess. But that's not happening at all, friendos. Roach Warren on the way from Reynor into that Roach play. And Lings trying to win this third base. Which, okay, they're going to kill a couple Adepts, but then the Oracles show up and shove them out of the neighborhood. Overlord just trying to get vision out here. That's a lot of sentries, man. It's a lot of sentries. I mean, he's taken some hits on his third base. He's lost a couple Adepts here. But he's killed a bunch of Zerglings, and that means Reynor's worker count is not as high as otherwise would be. I guess, though, he made the Zerglings to defend against the Adepts, and once their use was not for that anymore, might as well just send them out and see what you can do with them, right? Like this, checking to see saturation levels on that third base. And Oracles... the drones are trying to stay alive here. There are no queens here to defend. Which is definitely uno problemo. Alright, so third base is actually getting saturated, which means the Trap is not going for the early big gateway attack that he did in game number 1, which is what Reynor was checking for. So now instead we're looking at a fourth base coming up with a rich Vespine Geyser over here. Always nice to have for Zerg. That purple gas is addictive. Lair timing done. Scouting in with a hallucinated Phoenix. Does not see a Spire. Sees the Roach Warren. Sees the Evolution Chamber. Sees no Baneling Nest either. And says, alright, so we're looking at Roaches. I guess we should start on Immortal Production, which is why we have a Robotics Bay coming in. Double Oracle still cruising around, man. Trap takes care of his Oracles. They do not die. Bananas the Oracle is still here. 9 kills on that sucker. Mostly Zerglings, though, because look, we only see... Actually, 9 drones have been killed, but most of those are Zerglings on the one. 9's a bit of a higher drone kill than I was expecting. I think the Adepts got a couple when they were pinned in here, as the Lings were chomping them to death with their claws. Is that a... I did not see a Swarm Host. Did I see a Swarm Host? No, we don't have an Infestation Pit. Baneling Nest, though. Fourth base up, getting saturated quite nicely. Reynor coming down the right side and the left side. Kind of a top and bottom situation, to be more accurate. And then just meeting up at the zone like a watchtower, tapping it, and then seeing what we can do. Yeah, this fourth base coming up from Trap is, you know, a little bit exposed. But just gonna Roach Ravager bash his face on this front door, take down a warp gate, and then probably back out. Like, attacking into a choke like that with Roach Ravager is not what you want to do. But it did distract the units enough to lose this Nexus. Yeah, that's done. It's canceled. Oracle's trying to kill as many drones as they can. Bananas goes down. But, you know, that's 14 drones killed in the first 8 minutes. Pretty good. But as we've seen, maybe it's just not enough sometimes, as Reynor does expand to the 12 o'clock for a 5th base. The Roaches and Ravagers coming in again, trying to accomplish something, but really just putting pressure on Trap. Not really trying to kill him with that. We're actually getting Colossus. I haven't seen Colossus in a PvZ in some time, it feels like. It's been it's been a lot more prevalent in PvT in the games that I've cast, but definitely showing up here today. Extended Thermal Lance coming in. Charge, too. Nice revelation. Like, just catches the entire Zerg army. That is just beautiful. Oh, but the Oracle dies. All right, so Trap not taking care of his Oracles as well as he did in game 1. But, you know, can't be perfect all the time, it turns out. Infestation Pit, I think I just saw finish somewhere on that production tab. Here it is. So Infestation Pit there, which means Hive and Spire. Perfect. Okay. So Reynor pretty comfortable. A lot more comfortable in this game than he was in game number 1, which is not good for Trap at all. Zerglings, that Zealot attack just gets eaten up. Eaten up by the Zerg there. Nom 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 nom. And oh no, Trap friend. Oh! He didn't wait until he had +2 attack. He's a bit far away from it, is why. Ends up losing 4 probes to 2 banelings. Oh, that's a free Colossus though. But the rest of the army is here, so oh, the Warp Prism shenanigans. Oh, the Warp Prism shenanigans are good though. They're excellent. Dark Shrine coming up. One behind. Dark Shrine, says Trap. I am not happy with my position. Reynor's been left alone too much. I haven't really pressured him enough. And let's see what we can do now. Stalker Colossus Sentry Immortal. Oh boy. Oh, the force fields! The Baneling's gonna catch all of these sentries. No! More force fields! Keeping some of the sentries alive at least. Okay, that was some disgusting force field play out of Trap. Very scary stuff, but stays alive, doesn't lose everything. More importantly, keeps 3 or 4 sentries alive for future force field placement against this Ravager Bane style thing. 56 Lings in production. Like, Trap's production tab is empty, which is not good. Dude, that's free Archons. Or not. The Archons do manage to survive regardless. I see you, DTs. I see you, Dark Templar. Ah, just using them for Archons. Alright. I thought we were going to have DT shenanigans, but just boring Archons instead. Space seems pretty vulnerable. Like 2 cannons and a shield battery does not seem like enough to keep it alive. But if Trap keeps the pressure up, counterattack's a little bit harder for Reynor to pull off. So here we go. Pressure it up. Queen down. Queen transfused. Jeez. The Baneling flank attack. Surprising amounts of damage against Colossus. More than you might think. Ow. Alright, that Colossus goes down, but the other 4 are still here. 17 kills, 27 kills, 23 kills on these Colossus, paying for themselves immensely. There are DTs in here. I can hear them somewheres. Oh, here they are. They're up in that mineral line. Okay, going to town on some of them drones. Reinforcing Zealots coming in to absorb the hits so the Banelings don't hit the Colossus. Beautiful warping timing there from Trap. Roaches just going through the lasers. Trying to kill these Colossus that are unsupported. Not great. Oh, okay. The recall, no. Ow. All right. Just enough roaches came out. Just enough so that Reynor held on to that base. His defense today has been stout. It has been exceptionally stout. Trap expanded behind that because he's a total boss. 19 drones died, man. I mean, we're looking at 33 drones killed in the first 12 minutes. Income is still favoring Reynor a little bit, but you probably want more than that. Ah, more Baneling drops, but only 5 probes again. 4 Banelings for about 7 probes? Maybe 9 probes. Somewhere around there. These Banelings know this base exists? Nope. Maybe now they do. 6 more probes down. 187 to 115 supply. Reynor is looking terrifying. Like, scary. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base. Coming up for Reynor, basically mirroring the expansion patterns of Trap. I love this Colossus shenaniganry. Just burning up Lings as well as you can, but again, the supply count is just not good. Sure, a lot of it's Roach Ravager, which is not very supply efficient. It's still a lot. I love that he doesn't even intend to come up here, really. He just wants to drag the army that direction so he can jump in here. That's so good. That is just such good just gamesmanship. And then Banelings, yeah, 23 more probes go down. These Immortals are like, please explode on us. The Cannon's getting some kills there too, but army supply went away to 86. The Colossus is kind of worth its weight here. Not going to complain about the Colossus being against these Roaches and these Ravagers. It's not terrible. Zealot's going for a bit of a flank attack. Oh, look at the body block. The body block on the Roaches catches them out and kills more of them. Trap, you insane genius. What a fantastic play that is. Dang. All right. So Reynor ends up losing this hatch. There's really no saving it at all. We did take down this base, which is great. So this base coming around is a turnabout is fair play scenario. Lings are like, remember there's not much here. Oh, these Ling counterattacks are brutal. Reynor getting damage done. Trap needs to do something here, but Colossus are getting picked apart by these Corruptors a little bit. And the Archons are not really in a position to deal with those Corruptors at all. Oh boy. Oh no. Colossus down. We got some Disruptors in the mix from Trap. That's how insanely good he is at this game. And he does take down, almost takes down that hatch. 6 more drones fall. But it's 72 to 32 workers. There's just been too much probe death in this game for Trap to win it. Like, I'm not calling it necessarily. It's just... look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers down below, and you tell me that Trap's in a good place, because he's not. He effectively has 1 mining base right now. Not ideal. To the 2 or 3 mining bases of Reynor, and the numbers are just putting Trap in a corner here. Corruptors are like, well, there's no more Colossus for us to kill. Let's caustic spray down some stuff. Because we have utility now. I don't know what killing this one does, really, but sure, we'll take it, I guess. And there's your good game. Trap comes out on top 2-0 in this best of 7. It's not good. It is not good, Trap fans, but trust me, stick around. This is going to be a great best of 7 series. Don't change that dial. We'll be back with more. It's just the numbers. This is a pure math match. Like 51 drones died, 55 probes died, but Reynor is able to replace them at a much higher rate, ending with 68 drones to 32 probes. Did lose 18 Ravagers and 23 Roaches and a hatch, but 2 Nexuses down, 7 Colossus killed. Is not great. It's just not ideal at all. The positioning by Reynor was good. His holds were enough. Just getting good flanks and good surrounds, and the Corruptors were a genius idea. Ended up killing bases. The Link counterattack was sick too. And yeah, just not enough. Not enough in traps. Let's move into our next match. Don't go anywhere. Happy Sunday. Hope you're enjoying it. Hit that like button. Submarine, the site of game 3. Reynor is up 2-0. Top left Trap, bottom right Reynor on this very short rush distance map. Trap has played it safe the first 2 games, not employing any of his usual shenanigans. But with his back against the wall here and on a short rush distance map, I wonder if we're going to see an adept printer or maybe a cannon rush. We'll have to see here. Anyway, thanks for being here, you guys. I really appreciate it here on my StarCraft 2 dedicated channel. Had to split it off because the algorithm was doing some very, very weird things to the channel because I cast Brood War and StarCraft 2 at the same time. So hopefully each game can flourish on their own channel. And let's see here. Is this... oh, a proxy hatch from Reynor. Holy smokes. Yeah, pool first here. Trap's like, oh boy, better well off real fast. Or else maybe there will be... maybe there will be some Lings showing up. Are you going to proxy in Trap's natural, Reynor? Oh my gosh. I have not seen a proxy hatch for so very long. Reynor, thank you very much for making my dreams come true. Oh, that's so good. I wish it was better. Like, I wish it wasn't kind of terrible in a lot of ways. Like, I don't expect this to kill Trap. But I think Reynor's just kind of messing around a bit. He has 2 wins. He can afford to drop a map here and be fine. But, I mean, this could definitely take Trap down if he doesn't respond properly. I mean, I love the block here. He's like, hey, you want to block my natural? I'm going to block your natural. How's that sound, friend? And the answer is probably pretty bad. So the answer is you chrono out a Zealot, you bring 4 to 5 probes down, and you kill it before it finishes. Because if it finishes, you're in a bad way. I'm actually kind of surprised Trap is not bringing in any probes. He seems to feel like he doesn't need them. He is making another Zealot, which is good and fine. Reynor's taking his third base as his second, or I guess that's his third since his natural's here. And this Zealot's here to block because he knows the timing for... This is just so good. He knows the timing for Lings. Like, Trap, you're a madman. You really are. He's got such a good game sense. When will the Lings show up? I gotta block it if that's the case. See? Now there's Lings inside the house. Reynor might even actually get a queen too, which would be super annoying. Is he? Yes, he starts a queen too. Oh, the Lings. You can get in there, guys. Man, getting that second gateway would just be disastrous. All right, 2 Zealots out. Got an Adept. Got a Stalker here too. So I kind of like this from Trap. He's just patient. He's just like, look, sure, this is happening. I'll lose a probe to this. My expansion's delayed, but guess what? Reynor's macro is not good either. The Adept does block the wall, trying to get through. Oh, he's in. The Lings are inside the house. So that Adept does get sniped. The Queen is here, trying to throw down, yes, Creep Tumor in a spot where it will survive and further block off this natural location. Dude, I love that. Oh, no, we got it. The Zealot just kind of like pushed his way through there. That's weird stuff, man. Dude, Queen DPS against Adept's pretty great. This is chaos. I'm loving this very, very much. But I think the time for Reynor's Happy Times is over. The Queen eventually will kill an Adept, but it takes some time. And the Broodlings. The Broodlings are key here. You don't want to kill it now. There you go. You kill it, you back yourself into a corner to where the Broodlings can't get a ton of kills. If any at all. And then you throw down a tumor. He got the tumor! Oh, he got the tumor. And now Trap's not going to be able to expand. Dude, I love this. I love this. This is one of my favorite things in StarCraft. Proxy hatch shenanigans. I wish Zerg had more opportunities for this kind of stuff. But, you know, they're pretty good anyway. I'm not saying they need it. Just for the sake of fun. The Queen's just like, don't mind me. I'm just here to have a good time. Maybe kill a Zealot, but no, that's not happening. Too much damage output. And the Zealot lives with all of 5 HP. So the expansion's not happening because there's a tumor here, which I think Trap is just realizing, and he's very upset about it. He has no way to kill it without splash damage. Oh, but look at the awareness to make sure that second tumor doesn't come down. So the Adepts are like, well, Reynor can't have much of an army, right? And we're just going to show up here and see what we can do. But unfortunately, Reynor did make a big round of Lings. Good positioning from Trap, though. Ah, that's such good positioning from Trap. These Lings are all dying. And they need that surround. They need that surface area. They always have. Okay. Oh, and then Oracle shows up. Trying to get damage. I'm not going to name this one because there's been so much happening in this game. Okay, so Adepts are dealt with, but that's a lot of Zerglings made. But you know, 2-basing Reynor versus a 1-basing Terran is pretty great. Finally, Revelation to kill that tumor. And finally, Trap will be able to expand here shortly. Ah, the Ling timing! No! Cancel that! You don't get that base, Trap. You're going to be a 1-basing Protoss for as long as I say so. And there we go. Nothing he can do about this one, though. Not with Zerglings, anyway. Roach Warren coming up from Reynor, despite the chaos of the early game. I'd say this is going, I don't know, we're turning into a bit of a more normal one at this point, right? Reynor's got his natural base up. Oracles are starking around, trying to find kills, getting as many drones as they can. Drone pull, actually, there, because there weren't enough queens to defend with that spore. Adepts killing more drones down this way. I mean, this has been 6 minutes of abject chaos, and I could not be happier about it at all. Dude, double spore is pretty scary against those oracles, and they did have to get out of there. Okay, so it's 54 to 51 supply after 6 minutes, which is not something you see every day in StarCraft. Reynor's at 30 workers on 2 bases. He's always so well saturated. Even with all the deaths, right? He's lost 10 drones, and he's okay. He's fully saturated on 2 bases. He just has that timing and that game sense of when to make another round of drones, but he doesn't die. That is the trick. I'm good at making drones, but I make them at the wrong time, and then I die, and that is what the trick is for Zerg in a nutshell. Transfuses on the queens, creep spread, trying to push back this way towards the net. Lings are like, oh, whoa, I didn't realize Trap was making this many oracles. Okay, so Trap's sort of mass oracling it here a little bit. It's not as good as it used to be. Oracles used to be amazing against buildings, and now they're not, so that was the fix. But yeah, recognizing, I don't know, how many queens can you make here, Reynor? Like, how many resources do you want to spend on queens rather than drones, right? Circling's trying to see, is there a base up here? I guess we'll stop and kill this pylon this time. Recognizing that the oracles are on this side of the map. Killing creep here, too. Zerglings trying to get in, but holding the door. Bob the Zealot, very pleased about that. Additional gateways finally warping in. Immortal production has begun here, too. Queens are fighting these oracles a bit. Couple queens die, but you know what? Couple oracles die, too. Good oracle micro from Trap. You're an absolute boss, man. Wow. Is that queen count 1? It is 1. Oh, no. Okay, it's 2. 1 just popped. But the 2 spores in here are not enough to keep all of the drones alive, although they are pretty well placed. Lings and roaches and ravagers on the other side of the map trying to get through this wall. Dude, this series has been so good. Oracle just focusing down ravagers. Cybernetics core dies. That's not good. Oh, you can make her zealots and oracles and immortals now, I guess. That's good. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought it was. Shield battery overcharge, keeping everybody alive in here as long as Protostly possible. And Reynor on his 3 bases has lost a ton of drones today. He has lost 19 of them. But he's up to 51. Income is favoring him a teeny tiny bit. Trap's macro's been nuts too. Fully saturating his natural base. I guess his main is mined out though, which is a problem for him in the long run for sure. And the 3rd base is trying to come up. Trap's got to be so frustrated by that. Every time he's not directly babysitting that base when it tries to come up, it dies. Reynor's game sense of when to jump in there with Lings is nuts. It is super good. Alright, so we're trying this again, says Trap. We're actually going to throw up maybe some cannons and maybe some shield batteries first. And then we'll expand. That's not good. Having that 3rd base delayed as much as it is, and then Trap to delay it further is not a good time, I would say. Alright, 53 to 58 army supply. Reynor has a lead. It's pretty even, I'd say, right here. I don't see this push necessarily killing Reynor. Checking to see if... I don't know what he was checking, but there is a base down here. And Trap making a go of it here. He is back here with the Immortals, really wrecking these roaches. Archon's in the front trying to absorb some of that damage too, doing bonus to biological. Trap is kind of slowly whittling this down, but Defender's advantage is huge for Reynor. He can get Lings and he can get roaches in here pretty darn quickly, and Trap has to walk them across the map as he doesn't have a Warp Prism with this army. Overlord down, but Reynor is not supply blocked. He's way off from being supply blocked. And look at this. Trap wants to win now. He doesn't want to take a 3rd base. He's not expanding. Just kidding, he is. Just now expanding. I thought there was a second there where he felt like he could win this now, but it seems like he is trying to take a 3rd base, kill as much as he can, but there are no reinforcements coming. So just getting as many good kills as you're able to here. Killing 14 drones is not bad either. No, he can't just win here. The Warp Prism shenanigans are great. Just kidding, there is a Warp Prism here. And he is continuing to reinforce. Dude, are you even kidding right now? 17 kill Immortal, 13 kill Immortal, Natural Hatch gonna go down. Reynor's defense has been really good today. But in this game, not enough to save an established hatchery. He is desperately making roaches. He's desperately making lings. But these immortals have paid for themselves a billion times over. 14, 15, and 19 kills on those 3 bros. The main base is on complete lockdown. Reynor can't get up this ramp worth to save his life at all. The drones are fighting zealots. That's not good. Es no bueno. That immortal does go down after getting 20 kills or so. But the problem here, Reynor's on 30 drones, and he doesn't have the money to make a million more. And he's lost a whole base. He's oversaturated, going to be over on this 3rd. Income is this right now. Trap, feeling good. Feeling good about everything. Reynor's going for the counterattack because what else can he do right now? I guess Reynor does have this base, which is pretty fancy that he has that. It is a saving grace. I think he'd be dead without that. But as it stands, we're going Archon Zealot against Roach Ravager. Not exactly great if you're trapped. Not even a good position at all whatsoever. Archon's holding the line. Unimmortal shows up and he taps out. Trap wins it. Gets back in this game after Reynor's cheeky natural block with the hatchery there. So fun. Did not work in the end for him, though. Trap just able to get up an army and just push. He's done this the last 2 games. He was finally able to get in here and take down a hatchery, get in the main base, cause some havoc, wreak some havoc, and make good trades. 14,000 resources lost for Reynor, 11,000 for Trap. Income hugely in favor of the Protoss player, and that's usually what matters in these games. 48 drones killed to 6 probes. That's your math for this one. 51 roaches, 10 ravagers. Those 3 immortals got so many kills among them. Just absolutely beautiful Protoss play from Trap. So we are 2-1. About the, I don't know, probably the midway part of this series. We could go, at this point, let's see. Reynor needs to win the next 2, so we could still be a 4-1, but, you know, the way that Trap played there looks pretty good. So let's see if we end up getting more. Check it out. We'll be right back with that. Ice and Chrome. Bottom left, Trap. Top left, Reynor. Love this map. Miss this map. Talk about it every time. How much I miss this map. But it's never coming back. Maybe it will. Maybe it will come back. Alright, what's going on in my life? I just finished up Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I figured it was like a chess show set in England in like the 1800s, but no, it's a chess show set in the United States in the 1900s. So go figure. I'm not entirely sure why the promotional material was kind of misleading, but hey, it is excellent. The production quality is excellent. The acting is excellent. The pacing is good. I never thought I'd say that about a chess movie or a chess TV show. It's just a limited 8-episode series, about an hour long each of those episodes. And if you haven't watched it, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Anya Taylor-Joy is incredible in this. I'm not sure if it's her first big role. She's like 26. It's not like she's 10, but I'm not sure if it's her first big role, but it's, I think the first thing that I'm aware of that she's just had to carry the whole thing, basically. It's her show. And she's great. She is excellent. It's a lot of chess play where you're not really holding a conversation with the person you're playing against, but there's a lot of facial communication, body language. Again, the production quality with the camera angles and the music and just telling you what's going on without really needing you to understand chess at all is just really great. That's the thing. You don't need to know anything about chess to watch it. So don't let that be a problem for you. The actor who plays Dudley Dursley in the Harry Potter movies is in it. He's fantastic. Jojen Reed from Game of Thrones is in there, otherwise known as the little kid in Love Actually that hangs out with Liam Neeson. Anyway, you should check it out. It's on Netflix, so if you have a Netflix sub, it's free. It's just I haven't binged anything in a long time, and this is the first thing that I started and got super hooked on and watched in 2 days. Anyway, Queen's Gambit, Netflix, be there, be square. All right, I should be sponsored, honestly. Should Actually, never been sponsored. Let me tell you, I've gotten offers to have my work sponsored before, and I've always said, I don't know if this is a good fit for the channel. Or it's been like Raid Shadow Legends, and I've been like, no, definitely not happening here. I'm not, no. Everyone else can do Raid Shadow Legends, not me. Reynor's third base coming up at about 240, and this is a very standard Standarino match. Muchachos. Got a Twilight Council coming up from Trap. Ooh, this feels adept printery. Is what this is doing right now. Let's see. Let's see if it is or not. What are we at? Game 4? Game 4. Just hitting our stride in this best of 7. These two, they feel really evenly matched, don't they? I feel like Trap's doing stuff where he's like, this has killed other Zergs. Why aren't you dying? And Reynor's been like, you're testing me more than any Protoss ever has, perhaps. So that's problematic for him, but he's pulled it out twice. Trap's got the win once in the last game, just making better decisions, getting amazing trades. Seriously, those Immortals with like 20 kills each, godsends. Just exactly what Trap needed to win that game, and they came through. They always do. Oh, okay. Dark Shrine. So we're not going Adept Printer. Maybe just old standard Archon harass at the edges of the creep, which, I don't know. It's kind of an old strategy. It's not my favorite, but hey, do what you can do, right? Adepts with shenanigans. Alright, so the Lings are ready. There are so many Zerglings here. Here's the DTs, warp into Archons. Wait, not doing that. Yay! DT's doing DT stuff. Oh, I'm so happy. Alright, well, there are obviously spores up because, well, you prepare for DTs and Oracles the same way with spores, and just killing 2 options with 1 stone is always very nice. So, you know, this is good. This is fine. Then he recalls the... Wow, he recalls it out. That's incredible. 3 drones killed. Doesn't really risk this Dark Templar's life or anything, which is great. Overlord trying to escape for its overlordy life right there. He should be able to. And Trap's like, well, here's the thing. I don't know what you expect to get done with 2 DTs against Reynor at 5 minutes. He's going to have spores up. He's going to have Lings. He's going to be ready for something. And everything, he's going to be ready for everything at this point. I don't think you can surprise him here. He's going to have the Queens and the Spores for Oracles. He's going to have ground units for the ground units, whatever they happen to be. And then he'll make his handful of Lings and he'll drone his face off. He's making 8 drones right now. Man, Trap, you might be in a bit of trouble here. I don't know if you can go for an ineffectual opening versus Reynor and be fine, you know? Do not let them in. Yeah, shield batteries. Shield battery stalker in the wall, not letting that in at all. What is killing stuff? Did that DT go back in there? Sure seems like it did. Maybe he got a couple drone kills and then died. Yeah, DT's dead. I think I heard that death sound. Queen shoving away the warp prism, as is a queen's job to do that. 4th base timing going to be here. Needs to be pretty soon unless we're going for an attack, and he's not. He's droning at 6.5 minutes. Yeah, +1 melee attack, getting a couple roaches to add to the group, but this is not a walk across the map and win army. Not what we're seeing with this. This is defend the homeland army, and maybe if Trap doesn't want to attack us, we will attack them instead. We will attack into him instead. So there's your 4th base. This last DT, who has no kills today, just wants a kill before he dies. That's it. He ends up getting 3. Be happy with that, Dark Templar. You're the man. Overseer dead. Changeling dead. Army supply 46 to 63 in favor of Reynor. A lot of lings, a lot of roaches. No ravagers yet. Which might be good, considering the amount of immortals that are here. And this is what Trap does, man. He just shows up at different times with really dangerous armies. Then you're going to lose a base. The lings go for the counterattack, but that's shut down. The lings go up into the third base. That gets shut down, and maybe we'll get a warp gate, they say. Perhaps. Perhaps. And Trap says, that's good enough, man. I killed the fourth base. Reynor's on 3 bases. I'm on 3 bases. Let's keep this rolling. Let's just get more ahead instead of maybe throwing it away. The problem is the lings jump on top of the stalkers there. Reynor is countering. Like, he really wants to kill all this stuff. Immortal taking some hits from Ravagers. Has 3 kills, but does go down. Reynor is just kind of trying to win here, guys. He is replacing the fourth base. But no, Trap at the top of the ramp dissuades him from going any further, which is what you want to do. Boom, 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 boom. Ravagers on the way. Colossus again. Here out of Trap. I don't know what that was trying to hit. I guess the Warp Prism, but not even close. And these lings, he knows when Trap wants to expand. There was an army here, and they were just this far away. Reynor just has Trap figured out on these timings, man. He knows. He knows when Trap wants to get that fourth. And he's got lings right there, ready to pounce on it. Even if there's an army sitting here, they can't stop it from dying. That is incredible. Reynor, you're a crazy man. I love you. Okay, so all the lings die. Mortal Warp Prism harasses Little Cheeky. Reynor's got his fourth base back. Trap's got his fourth base coming in too. Colossus are out. Extended Thermal Lance is about 20 seconds from completion. And a 12 o'clock fifth base from Reynor coming up at the top of the map here too. Man, got to cancel on the 12 o'clock. Trap doing some good things here. It's like a game of StarCraft against somebody as good as you are is... I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of good to think about it as like buckets. You're putting things into buckets. Good things you're doing into the bucket. And if your bucket of good things has more than in the bucket of bad things that you did or good things that your opponent did, you're in a pretty good spot. More DT shenanigans, but like, I don't know, dude. 6 kills is alright. That's a bucket though, right? 6 drone kills. Here at 10:30, we have killed a total of 17 drones, only lost 2 probes. These lings shutting that down. The stalkers shutting this down. So both players trying to go for the harass, but it's just not happening. It's not happening right now. It's not. The lings have not decided. Oh, the overcharge. Not good. Oh, no! Oh, no. Reynor, for the 3rd time today, comes in here and says, all right, we have an advantage. Row on the other side, though. Trap. Going for a massively terrifying Colossus Immortal Stalker attack. Blinking on top of everything. Just destroying Reynor's attempts to do anything here. The Immortals need to get on these roaches. Lings are killing some things defensively, but there's DTs warped in to help with that. That is such a good tool in the Protoss toolbox. You got lings in your main, warp in some DTs. That'll take care of them eventually. So hatch down for the 2nd time today. Army supply 87 to 52. Trap is doing this, ladies and gentlemen. The Overlords don't have speed. They're running from the Stalker army. A bajillion Banelings coming in. The splits! Oh, the splits. And the last second save on the Immortals is so good, too. 16 drones down. banelings from the top side. Not accomplishing much. Trap's army is bruised and beaten, but not dead. Continuing to advance, and Trap wins his second game in a row. Wow. Just had a big army ready to go there. Fantastic micro. Good splits against those banelings. Resources lost 18,000 for Reynor, 13,000 for Trap. Income about even, because again, Trap lost a lot of probes during that attack for sure. Somebody's still in here? Why? 58 drones went down. 37 probes went down too. Trados again. Trados, get out of these games. What are you doing? None of the Colossus died. Wait, 2 of the Colossus died. But Immortals, Archons, no splash damage at all. No High Templars, no Storm. I mean, the Archons are splash, but other than that, no splash damage. Interesting composition. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, sweet. Let's keep this thing going. We are tied up on the Sunday series. Where else do you want to be in a best of 7 other than 2-2? Huh? Nowhere. That's where. We'll be right back. Deathora, site of Game 5 between Trap and Reynor. Top left, Protoss. Bottom right, Zerg. Thanks to everybody who's already a patron of mine at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Appreciate the support I get out there. For as little as $1 a month, you can support me and get access to replays. One replay every week that you will see before anybody else on YouTube will see it. A whole month before. And as always, thanks to everybody who has joined the channel. I really appreciate it. If you're just interested in supporting just StarCraft 2 videos, this is a good place to do it. And if you're supporting me on the other channel, I still get that. So, yeah, I own both channels because, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Anyway, no proxy hatch from the Italian stallion Reynor. He's just playing it pretty standard here. He did just drop a game, a pretty standard game. Like, you can look at this as a Reynor stand and say, he lost game 3 because he was messing around. But that last game was straight up. That was straight up Trap beating Reynor top to bottom. Reynor didn't do anything cheeky. He just lost. What we haven't seen today at all is Mutalisks. And honestly, if Trap opens Twilight again, it might not be a bad idea to go for Spire. I mean, Mutalisks are disgustingly aggressive and so hard for Protoss to deal with unless they have those Phoenix. Even with Storm, it's hard. Even with Archons, it's just difficult. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway. Probe coming down. Didn't even try to block this hatch. Yeah, for some reason we've got the Terran music here, even though it is a Zerg versus Protoss. A little strange, gotta say. That's okay. We like all the StarCraft music. Brood War, StarCraft 2. Yes. Very excellent. Very excellent indeed. Probe checking for that third. Doesn't see it yet. It's not a fast third. Like, Dark is just, he loves the fast third, right? He loves taking the third base that is like sub 2 minutes. But not Reynor, not today. He's been very interested in getting both these queens out on time, starting that creep spread, and then going for the third at about 235, 240. Oh, look, Twilight opening. I mean, Reynor likes mutas. He uses them a lot in ZVT. I'm just curious to see, I don't know, I guess he doesn't know at this point what he's dealing with, but I think maybe when it becomes apparent there's not an Oracle or a Phoenix, that maybe tossing down a Spire and going to some mutas would not be a bad idea. Just to switch it up a little bit. It's been a lot of Roach Ravager today. Roach Ravagers, some Hydras and Lurkers in that game 1, which is a ton of fun for sure. But yeah, calm settles over the battlefield. Oh, is this a depth printer? Seems like it might be a depth printer, ladies and gentlemen. All right, man. Trap going to the well of things he knows and things he's very good at and things he's very comfortable with. Yeah, man. Oh, the Overlord Scout, though. The Overlord Scout brutal, man. It was multiple overlords with speed. You can't stop multiple overlords with speed from scouting everything you're doing, man. It's not a possibility. Reynor really, really wanted to know what Trap was up to, and he got it. So what's the answer? Roach Warren immediately getting tossed down. The Overlord just here to make sure that doesn't get canceled, would be my guess. But the Chrono Boost, so much Chrono Boost is being invested into that. I'm not sure that's a possibility. I mean, it is a possibility. You can cancel that, but I think Trap just has to go forward with what he has, whether he got scouted or not, and he certainly did. So Spine Crawlers coming up, Lings here, Queens in production, extra Queens on the way in addition to the ones we already have out on the map. Resonating Glaive is going to finish in 5 seconds, right as this warp-in happens. I mean, Protoss, if you haven't learned this build, you probably should. It's really, really, really good against Zerg. The fact that Trap is employing it here means it's excellent, and you should give it a shot. 4 roaches in production. It is all about timing, though. It is a very timing-dependent attack. Another warp-in of Adepts here. Going to wait for those to finish. And enough to almost two-shot Queens. Holy crap. The transfuses are helping. And it looks like Reynor has a bit of a handle on this. But you can think that, and then it snowballs out of control a little bit. Really, really wants to kill these Queens. Finish the transfer in here. Queen down. Queen down, and then a recall. But man, a lot of those Adepts died. That was not a bloodless attack by any stretch. 5 Adepts went down. A bunch of Queens got killed, but this is not good for Trap. This is really bad for Trap. That attack got scouted. It got dealt with. Some drones died. These drones, we are roaches now, they say. No, we'll never have to work again. We just get to hang out with our roach bros. It'll be great, they say. Look at them. Are they in a control group with these roaches? They have to be, don't they? This is... Oh, no. They got the command to go back to work. Ah, they were special drones for a minute there. Added some sentries, got an immortal in there, still largely adept because, hey, you invested a lot into those adepts. Trap gonna try to kill our Zerg player with this push. After, does he want to take a third? Does he want to warp in reinforcements? It's like, maybe your Reynor will be overconfident. Maybe he won't see this coming. Because he's waiting. He's waiting for more. Oh, that's a big warp in. Alright, so no third base warping in yet. I think Trap is going to try to win this thing now. Oh, good force fields. These roaches are trapped in here. No, too many Adepts for the Lings to handle. I think this base might just be dead. This might just be Reynor losing his third entirely here. The Immortals rocking it. Roaches popping out at the exact wrong place to be. These Adepts are just straight up engaging with Queens and Roaches. Gotta make sure the hatch dies. And it certainly does. And no third base, man. Trap is all in 2 bases here. He kind of set up for it. Roach speed gets canceled. That sucks. And it looks like there's enough Zerg here to clean this up. A lot of drones got pulled, though. Oh, hold on. Hold on. The Lings are trying to kill these Adepts, but the attack damage and the speed with which the attacks are coming is ginormous. Immortal Adept versus Roach. Pretty good if the Adepts have resonating glaives. And they're going to take down the 4th hatch, too. If that happens, it's game over for Reynor. Without question, the Adepts are... they finished the shade right on top of these Roaches and Ravagers. Reynor's on 2 bases, though. He can't hold. He doesn't have a Roach Warren. All he can make are Lings and Queens right now. Oh my gosh. These Roaches are the last ones. Another huge warp-in. That's your GG. Trap rolls in. Takes a 3-2 lead in the series. I know it's not over yet, but it is. And Trap is your winner. 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Resonating Glaive attack gets held. He comes back with some sentries and immortals and stalkers and makes it happen. Trap, you absolute boss. Ridiculous. Ridiculous game. 7,700 resources lost for Reynor, 5,000 for Trap. Trap? Dude, after being down 2-0, he has won 3 games in a row. We do not mess around with Trap, you guys. Respect the Trap. Okay? Okay. Now, here we're in a bit of a weird situation here. Game 6, I already cast on this channel about a month ago. And I didn't realize it was part of the grand final. Somebody requested I cast it, so I did. And it's game 6 of this best of 7. So I'm going to insert it in here. It's going to be next, but I'm going to talk about it as though it's a standalone match. But it really is game 6 of this best of 7 series. And then depending on how that goes, we might be back for a game 7. We might get a 4-2 win for Trap, which is bananas, considering he was down 2-0. But let's go to that game 6 with Falcon from a month ago. And I might see you back. I'll tack something to the end, regardless of what happens, letting you know. We'll talk about the series as a whole before we wrap this thing up. So Falcon from November will be back, but go talk to Falcon from October for a while, however long that game lasts, and we'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy Game 6. It is a good one. Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Trap and Reynor from Dreamhack Fall. This game was specifically requested as Falcon needing to cast it. So here we go. Bottom left-hand corner, it is the blue Zerg player, Reynor. And in the top right, it is the red Protoss player, Trap, here on Pillars of Gold. Throwing down the forward pylon. Well, not forward, just at home. Pylon here is a Trap, and bringing the probe down, trying to block the hatchery before Reynor's able to get his natural up, and I think he's going to get there in time. That was, he came out super fast. Drone, 893, oh, just barely in time to cancel it. Well, not cancel it, just prevent it from going down, which means Reynor is going to be late on that, which could snowball into a win for Trap. But I mean, let's not overreact to that, right? Just throws it down over in this location. No big deal. Pillars of Gold, Everdream. There are certain shorter maps, Submarine, where you just have to expect the probe to come down and block you. And just be ready to take your third base first. Not a big deal. You'll end up taking your natural about 230 anyway, as we all know. 16, 18, 17. Gateway coming up back home for Trap. Gonna go ahead and throw down the Nexus at about 400 minerals. This is what we're looking at here today. And there she blows. Anyway, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you made it over from the old channel. We are fully doing only StarCraft 2 here on the new channel. And yeah, if you know people who are like, how come Falcon's not casting StarCraft 2 anymore? Just tell them about the new channel. I tried to spread the word as much as I could, but I don't know. The numbers here aren't super hot for subscribers. I mean, I didn't expect to get 50,000 subs immediately or anything, because that would make no sense, but maybe something around 3,000 to 5,000 would be good. I think we'll get there eventually. It's just a matter of how long it will take. Anywho, Reynor is not taking a 230 third base. He's getting speed. He is getting extra queens out. What is he doing? I guess maybe it's just a little bit of a later third. It's not as early as it normally is. I guess, no, he had Lings out. He could have done it earlier, but he just chose to make just a few more drones than normal. I think he's going to be okay. Overlord comes up, sees what's going on. Not even on the perch, just like right at the front door. He's going to move out of the perch now in case this is a stalker, but it's not. It's an adept, no problem. That way, Stargate opening here from Trap. Nothing too crazy. Stargate openings have been standard versus Zerg since time immemorial. I'm just kidding, that's not true. Actually, Heart of the Swarm and Wings of Liberty didn't really have a whole ton of Stargate openings, but it was part of the process, part of the options there. So Oracle coming in. Oracle's name is that one unread comment. Falcon Paladin claimed he read all comments. However, this comment was never read, so it wanted revenge. Now the comment is an Oracle, the most powerful Oracle ever seen, ready to split the universe in two. The problem, it is now being read. So it's lost 99% of its power. Oops. Excellent. Nice one, Joseph. Speedlings. Oh, one of the adepts is dead for sure. The other one might... It depends on the surround options here. And, oh, good micro. Oh, escapes. With all of nothing. All of 18 HP, man. That is a super, super dead one. So Oracle swinging around this base where there are 2 queens. You don't need a spore if you have 2 queens. You're going to lose a couple drones, but not as many as if you only had 1 queen there. So 3 drones go down. Acceptable losses. Third base is now done for Reynor. And what's he going to do? Feels like a lot of lings, yo. He's got 10 of them out, but now he's droning up. So he just wants to make sure, you know, this isn't some kind of a crazy adept all-in. Just scouting around, trying to see if there's a third base he can snipe and trap. No, not really interested in taking a third base quite yet. Double Oracle, though. Double trouble. One is trying to swing around into the main base, or perhaps this here natural base that doesn't have any anti-air in it at all. There's not even a queen yet. Okay, now there's a queen. A queen and a spore. One of the Oracle's unread comment does get sniped. That one unread comment is now gone. I don't know. I don't think that's actually true. I've read every comment anyone has ever made on either of my channels at this point. It's easier, obviously, to do this one, but you know what I'm talking about. Templar Archives coming in from Trap back in Protosville. What's he working on? Perhaps Storm? Perhaps Archon harassment on the fringes of the creep? Definitely could be. There's a Warp Prism on the way. Roach Warren coming in to try to handle the potential attacks of either Adepts, or maybe there will be some Stalkers, or maybe there will be some Archons, and Roach is going to be a decent answer to all of that. Almost able to, you know, block that third base for a little bit longer than he should have been able to, that Zergling, but as it stands, good to go. Hey, I am actually casting, well, and streaming the StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm Brutal campaign out on twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin on Sundays. So if you're interested in watching me do that, that's a lot of fun. Twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin, the place to be. On Sunday afternoons in the US, you can actually just watch my Twitter to recognize when I'm live there, or get the Twitch app on your phone to know when I'm live. You have a lot of options there, but generally, if you swing by on Sunday afternoons, you'll see me doing that for at least a couple of hours, maybe a little bit longer. So Warp Prism coming in. Hey, look, it's 2 Archons. And, alright, they're gonna maybe go after the Spore. Nah, I'm more interested in going after some of these drones, but suddenly the Queen count... Yeah, just get out. That is a get-out situation. That Warp Prism wants nothing to do with 4 queens. The anti-air is way too strong for that. Charge coming in from Trap. The follow-up here is going to be additional gateways as his third base warps in, defended by a handful of Zealots and a couple sentries. And a shield battery. Roaches here to handle the Archons. Not before an Overlord dies, but I think Reynor's okay with that. Where's he? I assume this is going to be his 4th base. I'd like to see him take that 4th. Sooner rather than later. Roach dead to the Archons. Resources lost here 1,000 to 700. Nothing too crazy. All things considered. Overlord's kind of grouping over here by this third base, which is the second base that was created, but you know what I mean. Third base location. There's the 4th coming down from Reynor. Overlord comes in for the scout, sees a ton of gateways and immortals, and says, okay, there's some kind of an attack coming here. So 11 roaches in production, getting attack upgrades, getting speed for the roaches here. He's trying to prepare for this timing attack that's coming in from Trap off of 3 bases, basically saturating his 3 bases, doing some Archon harass to try to keep the army here so they're not defending the 4th base when they show up. Yeah, I'm liking this. It's basically a Sentry Immortal thing. Are there any Ravagers at all? Oh, got the Warp Prism, and that means the Archons have to be recalled home. That was big. Killing that Warp Prism means no immediate reinforcements at the front lines, and that actually, I think, canceled that attack from Trap. I think Trap otherwise would have definitely kept pushing there with, again, the immediate reinforcements the Warp Prism gives him, but instead, he's pulling back, he's reconsolidating his forces. Is he making another Warp Prism? He's not even making another Warp Prism. He's just like, well, that was an idea. We'll try something else now. Let's go Robotics Bay. Maybe some disruptors against this Roach Ravager stuff. Largely Roach stuff, though. Oh, Lings did not get inside the main. They got inside the main. All right, great positioning. That Stalker's dead anyway. And more great positioning here on those Zealots. The Lings could not get into that mineral line, and then responding Zealots take it out. Very nice. I don't like straight roach against 3 immortals here, though, and with Guardian Shield up, too. No. Not happening. Not happening at all. So, Trap able to rebuff 2 fairly major harassing attacks there from Reynor, looking pretty good. 4th base, however, for Reynor is done. Creep spread is good, not incredible. Not Scarlet level, but that's okay. Overseer taking shots from a Stalker, but able to escape out of there just fine. Does not have speed, and it is Disruptors. So we're going to try to go Disruptor against this Roach Ravager plate. Oh, that second Oracle, by the way, has 10 kills, and 3 more drones go down. That is a total of 13 drones killed to 2 probes, which is not where you want to be if you're the Zerg player. Disruptors against the Zerg. I see. Yes. And Nova hits! Couple Ravagers going down there. That's exactly what you need to get from these Disruptors. The splits from Reynor are good because, again, it's Reynor, runner-up to BlizzCon last year. Pretty darn great player. And if you don't know how to split, you can't get that far. If you don't know how to split, people will take advantage of it over and over again against you. Another race coming up. Reynor getting a 5th along the left side. I'm surprised Trap hasn't tried to take a 4th yet. I guess that's what this probe is, but that probe is also dead. Oh, it stopped running. If it kept running, probably would have got out of there. Oh, that 5th base is toast, though. Coming at an angle where there's no creep. Trap able to sneak around that left side. Revelation gets tossed down on the army, so Trap knows exactly where it is and how far he can push in and where he needs to send the Purification Novas. Oh, the Banelings rolling in here. 8 more drones go down to Purification Nova. The force fields are good, but not perfect. Decent Baneling hits there, but not incredible. Roach counterattack on the other side of the map is going to town on the natural base of Trap. Stalker's trying to respond to that. Not sure if that's super great or not. Can they handle the Roaches? Probes are actually getting pulled to try to fight this as well. Reynor's going to lose 2 bases in just... oh, man. In just that amount of time. That was very, very quick. That said... oh, that Disruptor escaped with 8 HP. The Roaches are getting cleaned up on the other side. This is ridiculous right now. Lings, Roaches, Banelings trying to crash up. Oh, Banelings getting sniped along that right side. But 17 probes have died at 73 to 45 workers. Trap's on 3 bases. Reynor's on 3 bases. Reynor has more worker count, but the income I can't imagine is that much higher for him. And it is to some extent chasing away Trap's army, forcing him to kite and kite and kite and kite. Army supply 70 to 71. And, okay, so Trap managed to hold on, but he was also able to kill 2 bases on the other side. I think Trap's ahead. Oh, come back, mouse. If I had to give this a rating, I would say Trap is ahead. Economically, Reynor is ahead, yes. He does have a bigger army, too, but 3 base to 3 base, I think Trap's okay. We're basically oversaturated on the 3 bases that exist right now. He's got another base coming in the bottom right there. We'll call that a 5th as he's retaken his 4th. Lings. Oh, they're going to force a cancel on this. Can the Oracle stop it? Actually, yes, because the Lings don't have adrenal glands yet. If they had adrenal, that would have been a canceled Nexus for sure. Trap coming in again with a largely ground-forced army. Got the Stalkers, got the Immortals, got a lot of Disruptors. This almost kind of feels like a PvP strategy that Trap's using here. A little bit weird. Once again, Lings are trying to jump on top of this 4th base, but there are Zealots now, and the Oracle's still around, so that's not happening. More Banelings coming in, and canceling one of them. The Banelings just hitting on the Stalkers. That was their best option. Not really much else they could do there. Creep spread trying to push the right side and the left side. And Reynor has successfully double expanded here. Trap is successfully taking his 4th. I really don't see any way for Reynor to get on there and shut that down right now. It's going Ling, Baneling, Ravager at the moment. Ow. Brutal. More Disruptors in production. More drones in production. Oh, also, while we have a bit of a lull here, be sure to hit that notification bell. I wasn't really big on telling people to hit it when it was a StarCraft 2 and a Brood War channel at the same time, because you don't want to get notified of everything. Largely, you guys don't care about the Brood War casts, and vice versa. But now that this is only a StarCraft 2 channel, you can actually hit the notification bell and be notified of when StarCraft 2 posts are coming, which very traditionally has been Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, I mean, you could all just be aware of that, too. Anywho, trap coming in. Really, the Baneling's getting some decent connections. The Baneling's from the backside. Trying not to explode on the Immortals. Whoa! Wiping out that juicy center of Trap's composition. Not exploding on the Immortals as they wanted to. Nova does not catch any kills there whatsoever. Zealots running by, trying to get as many drones down as they can. And Trap manages to escape up that right side, killing a couple more drones in total. 24 to this point. The Zealots are problematic, but get cleaned up there by a couple of them Banelings. So resources lost, 21,000 for Reynor, 16,000 for Trap. Creep spread. He's trying, man. Reynor's really trying to creep spread here. He's lost 24. Actually, no, that's the wrong thing. Tumors down is 19. 19 tumors down is a lot of potential creep that has been lost. Yeah, this has just been a scrappy game. Like, Reynor's gonna max out here, but on Ravager Bane, which isn't really a maxed out army. It's not a real one, right? Oh, you can get that hatch, man. So he's gonna do the both. He's gonna get the hatch, and he's gonna go after this hatch too. So that one's totally canceled. This one taking some hits. Banelings do roll up into Trap's third base there. 22 Banelings, or 22 probes have gone down. Does he have Burrow? I don't think he has Burrow. It'd be amazing if he had Burrow, though. Trap Zealots coming into Reynor's fourth base on the bottom right-hand corner. That Spine Crawler cannot stop them. The Zealots are in among the probes, trying to take them down one by one here. Zealots getting in again. Trap has just been everywhere. He's doing such a great job with his Zealots, just being everywhere that Reynor is not, forcing him to go back and forth across the map here to defend, not really giving Reynor much of a chance to move out and kill any of his stuff. This has been a really, really great game. Absolutely. Resources, income here, definitely favoring Reynor at the moment, but it's been, you know, little bits of red here and there. Trap is doing a great job replacing his economy as it dies, because Chrono Boost is a good spell. It's a good unit as well. Fifth base getting replanted from Reynor. I guess this one is the fifth, and this would be the sixth on the left side if we can keep our numbering correct. So Ravager Bane. Yeah, Archon down. Disruptor. The split is pretty good there. That could have been worse. Another great split. Couple Ravagers go down. That could have been much more disastrous. I would have lost everything to those 4 Purification Novas that came in. Colossus on the follow-up here from Trap. Alright, I think that's a good idea. Although Baneling's surprisingly good. Like, surprisingly good against Colossus if they can make connections, which is kind of a trick because Colossus are standing back a ways when they're shooting their lasers at you, you know? They're firing their lasers. Zealots coming down the left side trying to take this base out, but there are about 100 Zerglings waiting for this. It's like, hey, you, I know what you were doing, what you were thinking about doing this whole time. I'm gonna make sure most of you die. Sounds reasonable. Ooh, look who's getting Burrow. Reynor is. He's like, all right, next time I have Banelings in a mineral line, I'm gonna go for that. Oh, Warp Prism stabbed to death. I mean, not death, but close. Fifth base coming in from Reynor now. At the 17-minute mark, Reynor's sharking around that left side. Oh, no. Free Colossus? No. Warp Prism. Ah. Not able to save it. 29 Banelings in production from Reynor, because why not at this point in the game? Oh, Disruptor dies. Okay. I don't know if that was bait or what. Decent hits. Do take down a couple of the Banelings as they're in morphing form. Creep Tumor dies there, but not the one that's important for Reynor. I think he's okay with that one dying as long as this one stays alive. So we're maxed out. It's 80 workers to 59. Income definitely favoring Reynor to this point. Just clear across the board. +2 missile attack is coming in. Oh, this attempt at Trap taking a 5th base is really ill-fated and not going to happen. That's a canceled base for sure. Coming on the left side, guess what? It's more Zealots. This time they have Archons with them in case there are Zerglings in the mix. There are not anything actually defending there whatsoever. Nova, ooh, catches some Banelings. Really nice. Juicy Baneling explosions there. Disruptors catching hits and just kiting. The Banelings do explode on some Stalkers, but that could have been a lot worse. Zealots getting in here. 15 drones down. Can the Archons? They don't. They cannot take out the hatch. And they're actually running for their lives, which, I mean, it's not enough. Like, you're not going to get saved, dudes. I'm sorry. Trap attacking down the right side. Blinking on top of the Ravagers. Absorbing some of the Baneling hits. My gosh. How many drones have died today? 43 drones and 24 probes have gone down. And Reynor is still at 66 workers because he's an insane person. His macro is elite level. You try to push him down, and he just refuses to stay down. More drones dead, just jumping on this base. Archons absorbing the Baneling shots as they want to do. I think Nova's just killed that Archon if it wasn't dead already. And again, just enough Ravager, Baneling, Roach here to shove this back. Oh, Colossus just can't run fast enough against these Zerglings and against these Ravagers and the Roaches with speed. Creep spread. Really trying to creep spread here, but again, the number of tumors that have died in this game is 23, and it's hard. It's hard when your tumors keep dying. It's hard when your opponent is competent, which Trap absolutely is. Trap is such a good Protoss player. One of the scarier ones in the world right now. Trap trying to take this 4th base again, or 5th base again. Reynor hasn't tried to expand for a while. I guess the next available expansion will be here. Yep, there you go. All right, so that's where the hatch is coming up. Disruptors trying to take down some drones. Don't do any significant damage there whatsoever, though. Small army on the left side, trying to make sure that any Zealots and Archons that run over this way are going to at least be met with some resistance. And then the rest of us are going to try to cancel or actually just straight up destroy this Nexus. And by golly, they're going to get it. That Nexus is down. 15 probes have been killed. The Nexus dies. And Reynor takes minimal losses there. The splits, pretty good. Some Banelings get wiped out. But overall, that was a pretty good engagement from Reynor. A really good engagement from Reynor. 199 to 144 total supply. The Zerg player is up and feeling pretty healthy. He's got this here 6th, 7th base about 50% complete. Hey, look, a Zealot Archon army coming down the left side to take down this base. Reynor's been waiting for this for some time. I don't know if there's enough here to actually handle this many Zealots. The Banelings explode. Great, but there are so many Zealots. I think just focusing down the hatch, there you go. They're going to focus down the hatch and kill it, and then try to recall as many of these units out as Protossly possible. And some of them do actually manage to escape. Resources lost, 41,000 for Reynor, 34,000 for Trap. Going to try to disrupt her. Oh, God, how did Reynor see that? That was a good split. Only lost 4 drones. Could again could have been much, much worse. Ling's trying to come up to the 12 o'clock position, but no overcharge on the shield battery says not going to happen. Ferendo. Babendo. Infestation pit coming in from Reynor, which feels a little bit late, but it's been a really scrappy game. This another... No, it's going to stay alive, but just barely. Wait, oh my gosh, did he get it? Oh my gosh, he got it! He killed that hatch. Incredible stuff. Right side, Banelings taking down Disruptors. Whoa! Trap backed into a corner, but does he have enough? The Colossus putting out terrible amounts of damage with their laser beams. Are there enough Roaches and Ravagers to wipe this thing out? Warp Prism is actually just bailing on the whole situation there. Drones wandering into a war zone, getting destroyed. 41 kills on this Colossus? 45 kills. It does get favored status with the Warp Prism and picked up and saved. This Ling counterattack is actually kind of massive. Another shield overcharge. Gonna try to save the day here against these Zerglings. They're very mad. And still don't have adrenal glands for some reason, but this base is going to go down for the second time today. Yeah, I think it got canceled once and it's been killed twice. So these players are throwing haymakers in the general direction of each other and connecting extremely well. 48 probes have died, 57 drones have died, 5 hatches and 2 nexuses have gone today. Reynor retaking this bottom right-hand base, retaking the left side base, bleeding pretty heavily, but he's been able to do enough damage on the other side to where Trap just doesn't win at this point. Like, if Trap hangs onto this base and kills this, I think Trap just wins right now. But as it stands, he's at 57 supply. He's mined out of his 12 o'clock. He actually needs this to live. He's long-distance mining from this base at the moment. Wow, I did not realize this discrepancy. All right, man, it is a Colossus and a Dream right now. Bwah. Bwah. There's no Spire. So, I mean, unless there's a Queen around or, like, Ravager Biles get this thing, there's not much that can take it down. Dude, if this base dies, I think that's GG. He's got a couple Archons and Zealots. He does force the Lings away successfully. Excellent job there. This Colossus, though. Again, a Warp Prism and a Dream at the moment. That is so much stuff, and that's your good game. Reynor is your winner in 24 minutes and 58 seconds. What an absolutely disgustingly excellent ZVP. Wow. Reynor comes out on top. I mean, for him to lose 5 hatcheries and 62 drones in 24 minutes and win is a testament to how aggressive he was on the other side. You can do that if you also kill 50 probes and 2 nexuses and a third one here and cancel one. So it's more like 4 bases killed. 17 disruptors down. The splits were disgusting from Reynor the whole game. He took damage from them because it's really impossible to take no damage, I believe, from a disruptor attack like that. If you're Zerg especially, your units are so chunky and, like, not as fast as Terran units, yeah? Anyway. Yeah, that was one heck of a very, very fun ZVP. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did. Yeah, just back and forth, man. Back and forth, up and down. The fact that the income was favoring Reynor in largely over the last 10 minutes is why he won. Trap should have expanded out to a 5th base a lot sooner than he did. And I think that was a huge problem in why he was done. I want to see how many kills that Colossus got. Wait. Unload it again. Okay, hold on. Drops it here. 76. A 76 kill Colossus. That's beautiful. That is. And wasn't dead at the end of the game either. So congratulations, 76 kill Colossus. You are the winner of the day. You are the hero unit for Trap. Just not enough income at the end of the day. So that is the lesson learned. Could there be a better place to settle a Game 7 than Golden Wall? I don't think there is. Hope you enjoyed Game 6. That was a blast to cast back in October. It was so good. The recommendation was excellent. Bottom left, we have Trap. Bottom right, we have Reynor. Here for Game 7 between these two players. Golden Wall. I don't know that I've cast a game on Golden Wall I was just, like, bored with. It is such a weird map and so fun anyway. You have these 2 different worlds, right? Like this bottom area that you have to worry about, and all this top area with high ground bases and gold bases. Wait. Didn't these use... Oh, that one's gold. That one's gold and this one's gold. Right. That you got to worry about. And Reynor's like, please let me expand. Oh, just barely makes it in there. So frustrating to get that blocked on this map. It's tight. It's very tight. But if you're good with your drone timings, you can get there in time. So Trap going to play the probe harass game. And yeah, I mean, Trap is just throwing everything he has at Reynor today, and Reynor is on the back foot. He did win that last game, but it was close. Anytime you get to a Game 7 between 2 players, you gotta say that the relative skill level is pretty tight. And I think it is. Like, Trap is playing so well. Trap is playing super well, too. And that makes for the best Sunday series. Those when 2 elite players are going at it and really just giving each other all they could possibly handle. My goodness. All right, so what are we going to do? Trap's like, well, it's a game 7. Let me reach into my bag of tricks and not Cannon Rush for 1. Man, that'd be so gutsy to Cannon Rush in a game 7 against Reynor. I would... Oof. It'd be a good time, although I assume the statistics show that Cannon Rushing Reynor is a bad idea. Which is why we don't see it, at least not in this series, right? It'd make a lot of sense. Blah, blah, blah. Cybercore there. Overlord coming up this way to scout. Is there a Nexus at the Natural? And by golly, there is. Man, I was watching some old HD StarCraft stuff last night. I was just like, man, I kind of want to watch some Wings of Liberty. And it's just, it is such a slower game. It's, you start with fewer workers. People are at like 80 supply at 10 minutes, even without really any harass going on. These are like the pros. Like this is Boxer versus Fruit Dealer. Fruit Dealer won GSL Season 1. And like he's like, I'm going to attack with 3 roaches at 5 minutes and we'll see what we can do. It's just amazing. Like it's a Marauder opening from Boxer. So fun. Such a different game. It really was. 10 years is a long time. Third base coming up from Reynor in about 2.5 minutes. And that's the other thing. HD was like, Fruit Dealer took a third base at 8 minutes. Oh my gosh. Boxer needs to stop that now. And I'm like, 8 minutes? What? What is going on? It's just, it's old StarCraft is what it is. Old timies. Alright. Well, Ling gets some information there. Does he know it's a Stargate? Certainly does. Oracle coming out. Oracle name is Hedonism Bot. Let us cavort like the Greeks of old. You know the ones I mean. Hedonism Bot. It's a good one from Futurama. Great show, Futurama. Really like it a lot. Where are you? Why would you rally that way? Maybe in case there are Zerglings that need dealing with, but nope. Excuse me. All right, Hedonism Bot. What are we up to today? The answer is drone murder, of course. Are there spores? Revelation time. No, but there are 3 queens, which actually suffices pretty well. If you want to skip spores and get 3 queens instead, absolutely. But for Wood Oracle, you need a spore and a queen, or 3 queens. Or maybe just 2 queens. I don't know. I haven't tried that before, but assume it's okay. Trap mines out his back wall, his back door here, and does take his third down here. Pretty safe in some ways, and a little exposed in other ways. Like if Reynor knows it's here and he gets some Lings back in this area, it'd be real bad. But creep spread happening pretty effectively from Reynor. Oracles, yeah, stabbing away. Overlord finally gets picked off there. And all right, Reynor, what are we up to? It's time. Ooh, he's making another spore. He's worried about mass oracles here. There are 3 of them. So I guess having a couple extra spores in the maid isn't going to hurt anything. Ling's here for the adepts, because we talked about this. Reynor does this. He's ready for it, man. These poor adepts get almost nothing done. I think that maybe they killed a drone. Yeah, I think they got 1 drone. Or maybe that was the Oracle that got a drone earlier. Transfuse! Get out of there. Get out of there, friends. Alright, lair about 60% complete here from Reynor. Still, oh, it does have a Roach Warren. Okay. So this is his, this is how he plays PvZ, man. He makes a handful of Lings, gets a Roach Warren, gets a 4th base at about 5.5 minutes, gets a bunch of queens, never stops making queens for the first 5 minutes, uses them to great effect for base defense, and then just is a macro king from that point. But I mean, Trap's 3rd base has been up for a while, and Reynor's 4th is just getting started. So I'd say Trap has an advantage. Yeah, I think we'll give this an epic tag. Anytime you get to a game 7 in a series, in a best of 7 series, it's been a great series, man. There are no complaints about a game 7 in any sport, ball sport or esport. And I love them both. I'm a weirdo who likes all kinds of sports and all kinds of StarCraft. I'm very inclusive in what I like in my life, it turns out. Oh, the queen's going to save it. No, they're not. That's a cancel. Beautiful trap. Trap. That was so good. Okay. So trap's on 3 bases. Reynor's on 3 bases. Being on even base against trap is bad if you're a Zerg player. You don't want that. So trap's like, okay, let's secure the 3rd base. We're at 69 workers. Let's get Storm. Let's get High Templar. Let's make some Immortals. And let's go try to kill some fools. Is he going to try to go this back way, I wonder? I mean, he's got the army sitting back here, so it seems like kind of. But this is Reynor's kind of traditional, you know, fairly early game roach pressure play. He's not really trying to win with it. But he's just trying to see what trap has. And by that, I mean, maybe he is trying to win with this one, because there's not much up here for trap at all, actually. Dude, the Cybercore dying would suck. That's why you don't put cyber cores in your main wall. But you kind of have to. I get it. It's not really something you can generally choose, it turns out. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oboisters. Oh, Oboises are oboisterous. You guys remember those Oboises? They were like potato chips, but they were crazy, weird, good flavored, and I liked them. I think they lasted for about 6 months before they went away. But I'll always remember the jingle of Oboises are oboisterous. It was pretty well done. Well done marketing team, I guess. Where on earth did he Nidus? What? Oh, up here. All right, Trap. How's your Swarm Host defense? Good? Do you have Storm or anything? No? I think that went pretty well, honestly. Yeah, man. That was pretty good. Trap's got a 4th base up. Reynor's on 4 bases, but like the trick here is that Nidus Worms are cheap, and if Swarm Hosts never die, you don't really need a ton of bases to get maxed out on Swarm Hosts, which he is. He's maxed out on Swarm Hosts right now. We've got a Roach Ravager contingent to escort and put pressure on different places. Why didn't he didn't unload from that one? Okay, so the Roaches and Ravagers are hitting while the Swarm Hosts are hitting. Are they trying to they're trying to focus down the Nexus, or they were. What are they doing now? I guess whatever they want to. They don't really seem to have a direct focus at all. That was a little bit questionable from Reynor. Like, I know he still has Roaches and Ravagers in here, but he could have got that Nexus. I don't know it actually matters. Immortals are good against Roaches, but not against that many, with Ravager support especially. What a weird Locust attack that was. Like, he was focusing the Nexus, and then he was like, never mind. Who needs to kill the Nexus? I'll just kill random probes and stuff, I guess. Only 6 probes have died. It's not like... Alright, well, Archon out, and now I think maybe the... Yes, okay, so now the Nexus gets focused down. Now there's more room for activities in here, and the natural base for Trap is toast. The good news is he's got 3 bases down to the south, but the bad news is he's going to lose his Robo, too. If he just... Right, just focus it down, you're going to kill that thing. Also, there's another round of Locusts. You're on the clock. As per usual. Nice Storm, though. Beautiful Storm, though. Wow. Really good High Templar stuff here, and actually does end up saving the Robo. It's unpowered, but it's alive. Did he? Oh, no. Trap. This. Oh, no. All right. Well, it's another dead Nexus. You can't overcharge through that. I'm sorry. The probes are all... that might just be GG right there. Oh, Trap. Like, I know it's hard. That's your good game, and Reynor wins your game 7 on the back of Swarm Host Nidus. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Trap was doing okay. It wasn't when he let this Nidus Worm come up at his 3rd base and didn't see it at all is when he died. Was that in vision? We should find out real quick, huh? Oh, no, it was. It's right next. It's right next to his assimilator. Like, of course he can see that. I don't know what I was thinking. It was... That's hard. That's hard. Hard stuff, man. Hard knock life. End of the day. Yeah, so that is playing against Swarm Host Nidus. You pretty much have to play perfectly. And if you don't, if you mess up once, you're just toast. You start losing, you start hemorrhaging nexuses and you die. Like, I think it kind of felt like he maybe had a counterattack. Right? He kind of felt like he could get something done, but then, like, he lost 24 probes. And all of his warp gates are right here, and it was direct access to his main, and yeah, understandable. Understandable. So a bit of an anticlimactic ending there, but still very good. Great series. Reynor, fantastic job winning Dreamhack Fall like the boss that he is. Oh, I like Trap was going into carriers, though. Not that he really had the time to do that, but he was trying. Would have been great against these roaches and these swarm hosts for sure. We've seen that. That is it's kind of the recognized and accepted answer to swarm hosts as Protoss is get into carriers when you can. Anywho. Excuse me. Yeah, great stuff. That right there is that's a 4-3 win for Reynor. I don't know. I kind of wish he'd gotten it on something other than Swarmhost, but you know, it's a viable strategy. It is what it is. It's not so good that it automatically wins every game. Like we've seen it used in Dreamhack Winter to kind of bad effect, honestly. Certain players have been really good at shutting it down. So great job by Reynor, making it happen, getting that 4-3 win. Trap winning the 3 games in a row was just amazing. But then Reynor coming for the last 2 and pulling through with the Zerg victory. We'll see what happens in Dreamhack Winter, though. Finals are coming up fairly soon. We've got the American bracket done, the European bracket's done. Clem won that. Clem won the European bracket, beating Reynor and Cyril. What a boss. And then Estrella, I think, came out of the U.S. He beat Neeb in the grand final there. So Estrella, good up-and-coming player, man. All right, sweet. That's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and an epic Sunday series. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.